Working in a comfortable, climate controlled office is safe, but this is not usually the case for a labor working in a manufacturing industry, especially when his or her job demands him or her to work close to the hazards, such as to work on dangerous machines, to work close to harmful chemicals, or at harmful radiations, or if his job demands him to work at places with high noise levels. In an industry, controlling exposure to hazards at workplace must be given priority. There is a method to control exposures and to protect workers from hazards. This method is hierarchy of control. Hierarchy of control is used to determine how to implement feasible and effective control solution to hazard. The idea behind the arrangement of hazard prevention and control methods in hierarchy is that the control methods at the top are potentially more effective and protective than those at the bottom. If we follow this hierarchy of controls from the top, we can implement better and safer hazard control methods where the risk of illness or injury has been substantially reduced. These are the five hierarchy of controls. Here in the graphic shown, on the top we have elimination control, which is most effective method of controlling hazard, and similarly at the bottom we have personal protective equipment, which is the least effective method of controlling the hazard. NIOSH leads a national initiative called Prevention Through Design to prevent or reduce occupational hazards through the inclusion of prevention considerations in all designs that impact workers. Hierarchy of controls is prevention through design strategy. Now let's see elimination hazard control. On the top of the hierarchy of control, we have elimination hazard control method. As said earlier, this is most effective method of hazard control. The elimination hazard control completely eliminates hazard. We need to understand that completely eliminating the hazard is no easy task, especially to implement in an existing process, because the change in existing process could be too costly to implement. Thus, it might not be a feasible solution. If the process is still at the design or development stage, elimination of hazard may be inexpensive and simple to implement. Good example for elimination control is if employees must work high above the ground. The hazard in this situation is falling a worker from heights, which could lead to fatality. Applying elimination control in this scenario will be moving the piece they are working onto the ground level to eliminate the need to work at heights. Thus, the hazard can be completely eliminated. Next is substitution hazard control. Substitution involves replacing something that is hazardous with something that is not hazardous. An example would be substitution of paints, replacing a solvent based paint with a water based paint. This eliminates the harmful fumes and flammable vapors that result from using a solvent based paint. Next is engineering controls. Engineering controls are favored over administrative and personal protective equipment for controlling existing worker exposures in the workplace because they are designed to remove the hazard at the source before it comes in contact with the worker. Well designed engineering controls can be highly effective in protecting workers and will typically be independent of worker interactions to provide this high level of protection. Examples of engineering control are The dust at the workplace could lead to occupational diseases. This hazard can be reduced by providing local exhaust ventilation to capture and remove airborne particles. And this hazard can be reduced further by the use of water sprays to suppress the dust. Other examples are noise levels at the workplace can be reduced by installing sound dampening materials. For the safety of worker at hydraulic press, we can install safety interlocks. And to reduce the exposure to radiation, radiation shielding can be installed. Let's move on to administrative controls. Administrative controls are changes in work procedures such as written safety policies, rules, supervision, schedules, and training with the goal of reducing the duration, frequency, and severity of exposure to hazardous chemicals or situations. Examples for administrative control is if the noise levels at the workplace is more than 85 decibels, workers are recommended to rotate shifts to prevent hearing loss. Finally, personal protective equipment controls. The use of personal protective equipment is a way of controlling hazards by placing protective equipment directly on worker's body. Personal protective equipment is the last line of defense in protecting workers from hazards in the workplace. Before requiring workers to wear personal protective equipment to protect them from a specific hazard, the employers must try to eliminate the hazard or reduce it as much as possible. Personal protective equipment is to be used as a control measure as a last resort. It does not eliminate the hazard and will present the wearer with the maximum health risk if the equipment fails. Example of personal protective equipment control is wearing fall arrest when working at heights, using earplugs to protect workers' ears from high level of noise. Thanks for watching.